Hello everyone, this is Kate from Bracket and Burn, and I just wanted to do a quick tutorial to show you how I use a sky overlay in Photoshop. So, the first thing I'm going to do is head up here to File, Place Linked, and then grab the overlay that I want to use. So I personally am going to pick this one, and then you just click Place. Drag it around to where you want it, resize it if you need to. If you do need to resize it, you can just click and drag any one of these little dots here. Let's see, I want to keep a lot of this orange, but not all of it, so I'm going to put it right around there, I think. And then when you have it where you want it, the size you want it, you just click the check mark. Okay, and now because this picture fortunately has a nice straight horizon line, there's no trees, there's no people where the sky's going to be, it's going to be super easy. So all I want to do at this point is add a layer mask, which is this little guy right here. Just click on that, you add the layer mask, and then you want to grab your gradient tool, which is right here. Sometimes it's hidden under the paint bucket, so if the paint bucket's there, just kind of click it and drag to the side, and you can swap it to the gradient tool. So then we want to keep the top where the sky is white, and then we kind of want it to gradually fade away to black. So the layer mask, how that works is everywhere that's white, you can see what's on the layer. But everything that's black, it's like taking scissors and cutting it out. And then you can see through it to the layer behind it. So I'm just going to click right around here and drag so there's a nice gradual gradient from there to there. But there's too much there, so we want to stop before we get to that point. So let's go to about there. There we go. Maybe a little higher. Oops. But you got to keep it straight because otherwise it does go crooked. If you slant your line, it slants the gradient. So we want to start there and go nice and straight down to there. And apparently I'm bad at making straight lines. Oh my goodness, I'm not making this look easy, am I? Trust me, it's easy. I'm just a spaz sometimes. Okay, there we go. I think we want more. There we go. That's pretty good. And now I'm going to grab my brush and keep the opacity down around 14. Make sure it's a nice soft fuzzy brush. And I'm just going to blend this in a little bit better so that it's not so noticeably harsh. Bring that cute little cloud back in. I still want some of the blue because when the sun is actually setting, it does do that. It like the colors all mix together. The blue mixes with the whites, and it does do that. So I think that does a good job of making it look realistic. And then having it be a little bit see-through or faded in the background makes it look further away. So that's good. I like how that looks. So, in a nutshell, that's how you change the sky. But it's important to remember that they have to match. So like this sky does not match this picture. She looks like it's midday and it's sunny and it does not look sunsetty at all until you look up here. So it totally does not match. So what I like to do in this case is grab my eyedropper here and then pick a color from the clouds. Like let's pick this nice, oops, make sure you're selected on the picture of the clouds, not on the layer mask. Like pick this nice orangey color here. Actually, let's get a little bit of a pinker one. Yeah. Yeah, nice pinky orange. Add a new layer, and then use your paint bucket, which is hidden under your gradient, and just drop it on the whole layer. Then, change your layer style to soft light, and it added this nice pink light to everything, which looks gorgeous. But it is a little bright and a little like washed out because we just added a ton of white light or light pink light, and it did change the exposure a little bit. So, or the appearance of the exposure anyway. So what I like to do is come over here to the levels adjustment tool, click on that, and then we can drag this little slider all the way over until we start getting some bumps, like right around there. And then this right here is the midtones. I'm going to bring that back a little bit. Make sure this guy stays over here. And just kind of slide it around until it looks right. There we go. I think those adjustments look good. They are a little intense, so I'm going to drop it down, the opacity down a little bit. There we go. And now we have a picture that looks like a sunset-y day. She's in the right light, it's the right color, and it looks like it's supposed to be a sunset. So that, in a nutshell, is how to change a picture that has an easy section like that with a sky overlay. So this was our before, and this is our after. It loads. There we go. And there's our after. I think that looks pretty good. So, what if you have a picture that has a bright white washed out sky and there's people's heads sticking up, or there's trees, or there's mountains, or whatever? I'm going to show you how to do that in an easier way. So, we got this picture of me with my head. The whole background is washed out. We'll pretend it was the sky. It's all washed out. So, let's go up to File, Place. Let's grab a different sky. Hang on. Do some storm clouds. Ooh, I like this one. Okay. We'll put my storm clouds there. I like to stretch it a little bit beyond the edge just to make sure that it's covering everything. And then hit the check mark. Okay. So then, what I like to do in this case is change the layer style from normal to multiply. Then, everything that is in your picture will show through, and the clouds will look perfectly normal and untouched where the sky is white and washed out. But wherever there are other things, those things are going to show through. Sorry about my cough. I've got like some allergies going on or something. I apologize that I'm like hacking in this video for you. Anyway, so in this case, I want to grab my gradient tool. I want to make a layer mask, and I want to kind of gradually blend this a little bit. So that's good, but I didn't want to get rid of all of that, which is fine. So I'm going to grab my brush. First thing I'm going to do, make my brush black, and I'm going to get all the clouds off of my face. So, or off of your subject's face. Make sure the opacity is up all the way for this. So get all the clouds off of whatever you don't want them on. Off of hair, off of trees, off of mountains, off of your subject's faces, whatever. Make sure all of it's gone. Okay, and then switch back to a white brush and paint the clouds back in where you want them. So I'm going to get rid of this little halo around me here. That's too harsh. I'm going to change the opacity to like 15%, I think. Good. A little bigger. Paint it again. Okay. Make sure you get rid of any halos around your subjects, because that always is like, it's like a rookie mistake. That's one good way to tell something was photoshopped, is that there's a halo around it. So zoom in, make sure you can't see any obvious halos. It's better, in my opinion, to have a little bit of cloud on my hair or on your subject's hair. Like, by a little bit, I mean a very little bit. But better to have that than to have a halo, because then it really blends it and it's not as noticeable. Okay. And then make my brush bigger, and I'm going to paint some of this stuff down here back in because it looked cool and I want it there. Now, like I said in the other thing, when you want things to look further away, that's like an art rule. Atmospheric perspective is a thing where you create the illusion that things are further away when they really aren't. So if you want the sky to look like it's further away at the bottom, a good way to do that is to make it like fade, like make it look foggier. Get rid of this halo around my hair here. There we go. And now I am in this weird, cloudy, make-believe world. But that in a nutshell is how you would add a sky overlay to an image where there are trees or mountains or people or whatever. It's a lot easier to use this multiply tool if the sky is white. If it's not white, whatever color the sky is will show through and the clouds won't look as great. So if that's a problem, then you could either change your sky to white or you could just use the layer style as normal. It's just a lot more labor intensive to get rid of the cloud texture on your other things like trees or people if it's not in multiply. But anyway, that in a nutshell is how you do it. No sky, now there's cloudy sky. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. If you're interested in getting any of these sky overlays, you can get them in my shop, my Etsy shop. And that's Bracket and Burn. I'll put the link in the description box down below. I also have a website. You can go to bracketandburn.com, and I am beginning Photoshop tutorials and a Photoshop 1 online course if you want to learn how to use your camera, if you're still using it on auto and you want to learn how to master that pesky exposure triangle, all sorts of things. It's basically a Photo 1 class online you can take online. It's not ready yet, but if you're interested, you could head over to the website. You can sign up to be notified when that is available. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.